This video is a follow-up video to a video I did, I believe, 2 months ago. Specifically, this is an update to my command line based quiz game called Paladle. And in this video I want to show the new features it basically has, and also show you how to download and install the game, because last time I only showcased basically the concept of the game, and now I want to show you the actual finished, in quotes, finished game. So yeah, let's go ahead and I will just show you how the game looks now. So now if you install Paladle, you can just write Paladle and the game will start. Here it says welcome to Paladle, and if you don't have a terminal theme, it is actually blue and not purple. So yeah, the first category is just guessing the champion based on their old voice lines. Androxus only has one old voice line, so yeah. Anyway, so here we have Caspian. I accidentally pressed enter. Yeah, Caspian, and that's correct. In the next category, you have to guess the champion based on one of the voice lines. And here you have two options. The first one is online, which you would have to type 0 for. With online, it basically pulls the voice line from an online source, but this is not available currently, so you have to choose offline, and then it uses the or gets the voice file from your local installation basically.
I'll defend the middle!
And now we heard a voice line, and this champion was Gorok. It can be pretty much any voice line. I believe I also said this in the last video, it can be grunts and falling screams and Fernando's weird tongue voice line he has. I will link the video in the top right corner. Yeah, it can be anything, but this was Grog. And yeah, in the next category you have to guess the champion based on one ability or the weapon or the name of this. Scope is Strix. I'm pretty sure Scope is Strix. Yes. And in the next category, I believe this was also in the last video already, is you have to guess the VGS key combination or input key combination based on the VGS command output. So you can select legacy or new. Legacy is still not implemented. This is just the old legacy VGS keys, or new is implemented. And now we'll see attack, and now you have to insert or input the VGS key combination to generate the output attack, which is in the case of the new VGS, VVFF. Okay, that was correct. Also, by the way, this correct outputs are green usually and not purple. And now we have to, you have to guess the talent name based on the talent description. Your sensor drones explode, dealing 600 area damage and applying a knockback to those hit when an enemy is within 20 units. So this is a talent of Vivian, and it's called Booby Trap. So we enter Booby Trap, and it's correct. Then it will print correct, and yeah, then it's basically over the game, and you can just start a new one. So yeah, then you can just, if you're bored, just enter Paladle real quick and do 1 or 2 rounds and then go back to whatever you were doing. Maybe it was working or learning or whatever you're doing on your computer or laptop or whatever. So yeah, this is Paladle. So it actually, there hasn't been a lot of changes visible on the outside, except for that it's a bit more cleaned up and the colors, but under the hood there actually were a lot of changes. So yeah, well, last time I only showed you the game, as I said, but not how you can download it, how you can play it. This time I will actually show you, because the game is in a state where it is finished, but there will be more stuff in the future, but I will tell you more about that in a second. So you can get the game on GitHub, so it's just open source. You can go and look at everything in there. Yeah, you will find a link in the description getting you to this GitHub page. And yeah, we'll just show you this page a bit and talk a bit about the stuff here. So if you scroll down, you see Paladle, and yeah, it's a command line based quiz game for the video game Paladins. And yeah, the overview is just the 5 categories I just showed to you. So we can just skip these. And then an info there that there will be more categories in the future. So maybe if you're interested in this, you can check on this regularly to see the new guessing categories. And then there's an info which is actually quite important because you won't know it any other way. Betty La Bomba has been shortened to just Betty. So if the champion you have to guess is Betty, let's say there are her old voice lines and you're like, oh, this is Betty, and you type in Betty La Bomba, it won't work. You have to type in Betty. Also, one thing to note is that you have to type the apostrophe. How do you even pronounce it? Apostrophe? I don't know. You know what I mean. Like you can see it here. The thing which, for example, Maldamba has in his name. So if Maldamba is the champion to guess, you have to actually type Mal apostrophe Damba. Or for example, if there is talent guessing, you have to actually type Rogue's Gambit with this apostrophe instead of Rogue's Gambit without it. This I've planned to change it so that you are actually able to type it without the apostrophe. But for now you have to actually pay attention on how you write or type the names of champions and talents. Now, some planned categories and features. One category which I have planned is random trivia questions about the game. Can be pretty much everything, just completely random questions. The next one is guessing the announcer pack based on one announcer voice line. For example, you hear the victory voice line of the Eevee announcer, and then you have to type that it is the Eevee announcer. Then the next category is also something related to Paladins, is guessing the item guessing one item from the item shop. This won't be too hard because the item shop is not that big. It's not a League of Legends kind of item shop. There are only a couple of items. So this will be a quite easy category. And then another feature I want to implement is that you are able to use command line options to only play one category or loop the game basically. So right now you can, that was the wrong window. Right now you can only type Paladle and Paladle will start from the beginning and you have to go down all the way to the end. What I want to implement is basically that you can type Paladle minus T, for example, or minus trivia, so that you only get the trivia category. Or for example, that you can type minus L for like loop, that the game always loops when you're finished, because right now if you're finished the game ends and you have to manually start it again. And that's just one thing I want to implement, is that you can just write minus L, for example, or minus T, probably even combine it so that you can get the trivia questions in a loop and then it loops trivia questions all the time. So that's one thing I have planned for the future. And then some known issues. You actually have to pay attention on how you write the champions' names, the ability names, talent names, etc. Because it's case sensitive. So you have to write Vatu with an uppercase V and Strix with an uppercase S. And you just have to pay attention to this. In contrast to like the uppercase letters at the beginning on words with champions, names and talents, the VGS input keys have to be all in lowercase. You saw how I wrote attack basically earlier, I believe. So everything lowercase. I also plan to make it possible that you can like write it however you want, like Strix with a lowercase s and uppercase x, and that it still works. But for now you have to pay attention to the way you type the words. And one other issue, which I'm actually not too sure if this issue even exists, is that when the champion to guess is Bomb King, that the game crashes, but I'm actually not too sure if this is even true, because I only had it one time during, like, basically, like, in quotes, playtesting it, and it could have also been a different issue and not actually related to Bomb King, but I just mentioned it here in case it is really true. Then I have to look into it and see how to fix it. Also, one thing I want to implement, which is not mentioned here currently, is that you are able to actually skip a category if you just don't know it. Let's say you're doing the VGS category and you have to input keys for an output which you just don't know. Currently, there is no way in skipping this category or like failing it after like 10 missed attempts. You just have to guess over and over again, and the only way to escape this hell is just to Control C out of the game. And this is also one known issue or planned feature for the future, that you are able to skip a category if you don't know it, or that you are actually able to fail this category. So yeah, this is about the game, the features, the issues, and the categories and everything. Now we will get on how to actually install Paladle. So there are two dependencies. There are links to how to install pipx and Python in case you don't have these installed. So yeah, just pretty straightforward. There's like how to install pipx. Pipx is used to actually install Paladle. So there's instructions on how to install it on macOS, on Linux, and on Windows. And about Windows, when I tested it on Windows, I used PowerShell, so I don't know if this works on or in the normal command prompt. So I would you should probably just try to install it in PowerShell. Or if you are bit more, or if you know a bit more about Windows, you will probably do it your own way anyway or something like that. But for me, it worked on PowerShell, so you should probably try PowerShell. And another thing about Python, you need to use version 3.12 or 3.12 or older, because if you use Python 3.13, you won't be able to install the game, because it's basically too new for the game basically. So use Python 3.12 or older to actually be able to install and play it. And yeah, now to the installation part. It's just one command. It's pipx, which you have, which is one dependency. Pipx install git plus, and then the GitHub URL with a .git at the end. And then Paladle will install. And this will take a bit, because you actually download all the voice lines from all the champions, and I believe it's like 0.5 GB. So it may take a couple of minutes based on your internet connection also. So for me, it takes like 2 to 3 minutes for the most time. If you have a fast internet connection, it will be a lot faster, obviously. And yeah, if it's slower, then it will take longer. Just an information that you don't think that the installation is not working. It just takes a bit, because there's way too many files that you download. And then one thing you have to do to run Paladle from everywhere is you have to add it to the path environment variable to be able to run it from everywhere. But like pipx gives you instructions on how to do this. So like you will, in your terminal, you will see what command you have to run. It's just one command. I believe it's pipx ensure pip or something like that. So it's just one command, and it's pretty easy, straightforward. And then after you did that, you will be able to run Paladle from everywhere. So just 2 steps, and then you can play it. And then another quick information is if there's an update for Paladle available, you will see it in the output in the game basically. So if you start Paladle and there's an update available, then basically between these lines there will be a red text saying that there is an update available, and that you should follow the link, which is linked there, to see the instructions on how to update it. So you will just be redirected to this section of this GitHub page, and it's actually only one command. Just have to run pipx reinstall Paladle, and then it basically updates the game and you will have the new version. And yeah, to uninstall it, you just run this command and then Paladle is gone from your system. Yeah, I think that's it. That's Paladle for now. As I said, there are many features planned, quality of life and new features. Yeah. So if you're interested in this game, if you want to try it, install it and that stuff, you can go ahead and click the link in the description. That's Paladle. And yeah, maybe I will make another update video in the future if there are any new exciting special changes. But until then, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.